Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to discuss the key components of a feasibility study. So hi everyone, my name is Nicholas Coriano, went to business school, went to law school, and I'm a professional business consultant that develops business plans, project plans, and feasibility studies for clients all over the country. And in this video, I'm going to break down all of the components necessary in a feasibility study and why each one matters. Now keep in mind, all feasibility studies are different, but this is just a general outline of what most feasibility studies include. Feasibility studies are critical tools for evaluating whether a project is viable or not. They include several components that guide decision making for governments, businesses, and organizations. If you find this video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights on feasibility studies and business consulting in general. So let's get started. What is a feasibility study? A feasibility study is an analysis that evaluates a project's potential for success. It asks the question, is this project worth pursuing? This is important for local, state, and federal governments in making data-driven decisions. I'm going to go over each part of a feasibility study in separate by each other so you guys understand why these parts are important and examples. Okay, so the first part of most feasibility studies is the executive summary. This is a concise overview of the feasibility study summarizing all the findings. And this is important because it gives stakeholders a snapshot of the study without needing to read through the entire document. So for example, for a new public park project, let's say, the executive summary would highlight project cost, the benefits, and a recommendation of whether to proceed or not. After the executive summary, a market analysis is usually part of the feasibility study. What is a market analysis? A market analysis is research on the demand for the project and its target audience. This is important because it determines if there's actually a need for the market or the project. An example of this is for a state-funded transportation system. This might include data on the population growth, on commuter habits, or on the future demand of the state-funded transportation system. After the market analysis, usually there's a financial projection section. What is this? This breaks down the cost, the revenue potential, and the potential return on investment. This is important because it ensures that the project is financially viable. An example of this would be a city planning a community center would analyze construction costs, operating expenses, and the projected revenue from rentals or memberships of the community center. After the financial projections, there's usually a section called technical feasibility. What is this? This is an evaluation of the technical requirements and challenges of the project. The importance of this is that it ensures the project can be implemented and they have available resources and technology to actually implement the project. An example of this would be for a renewable energy project. This might involve assessing the availability of solar or wind resources. Another section of a feasibility study could include legal and regulatory analysis. Why is this important? A review of legal requirements, permits, and compliance needs. That's what this is, okay? It's important because it avoids costly legal challenges or product delays. If you don't understand the legal and regulatory requirements before you start a project and then you get hit from left field with something like a permit or a legal requirement that you're not ready for, it could either delay or kill the project entirely. An example of this is for a public housing project. And this might include zoning laws and environmental regulations that should be stated in your feasibility study so the people planning the project know how to proceed forward. Another section that should be included in your feasibility study is operational feasibility. What is this? This is an assessment of your organization's ability to execute the project. This is important because it determines if the team, tools, or processes are in place to actually make the project happen. An example of this is a local government evaluating whether its departments have the expertise to manage a new waste management system. The next section that I always put in a feasibility study includes the risk assessments. What is it? Risk assessment is identification and analysis of potential risks and how to mitigate them. This is important because it helps stakeholders plan for uncertainties. An example of this would be for a federal cybersecurity program. Risks might include data breaches and evolving threats. So, in conclusion, know that a feasibility study is important to give actionable advice. It provides clear guidance to decision makers. For example, for a new highway project, the recommendation might be to proceed its funding is secured or delayed if public opposition is strong, right? So at the end of every feasibility study, you want a conclusion and recommendations. We recommend that you proceed with this project, and this is how long it could take. We recommend that you do not proceed with this project until you accomplish A, B, C. Okay? So that's in general what a feasibility study is and the pieces of the feasibility study. Keep in mind that every feasibility study is different and it should be curtailed to your audience and to the stakeholders or the department that you're writing the feasibility study for. Each of these components that I just listed in your feasibility study plays a vital, critical role in ensuring the project is viable, sustainable, and beneficial to your stakeholders. Now, leaving out any of these sections can probably lead to project failure. So at the very minimum, you want to have these sections, okay? So to recap, a solid feasibility study includes an executive summary, market analysis, financial projections, technical and operational evaluations, risk assessments, and recommendations. What part of a feasibility study do you think is most critical? Let me know in the comments section below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more consulting insights, and give me a thumbs up. And if you need help with the feasibility study, check out the website that I have linked below. Hope this was helpful.